Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life, and where we answer the question, what does food mean to you? It's March Madness, and today's segment will include a pound cake recipe to celebrate National Poundcake Day this week. I'm going to share my recipe for a pound cake known in Italian as a Chambolone Classico. And to help celebrate French Language Day, which is on March 20th this year, we're going to share some French foodie words or expressions that you should all be aware of. And like most of us, for those of you that are working from home, I'll be sharing my tips on how to make it easier to work from home. And now for my classic Italian pound cake recipe to celebrate National Pound Cake Day. And by the way, this recipe is from the Gourmand World Cookbook award-winning book, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions. And that book, as well as The Basic Art of Italian Cooking and The Basic Art of Italian Cooking Da Vinci Style, can all be found on my website at marialiberati.com. This book, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, is a 200-page book and has recipes for holidays from Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, La Befana, also known as the Epiphany, and Carnival. And it also contains autobiographical stories that I included along with the recipes and menus and holiday tips. The recipe for the pound cake from the book is for 2 cups of all-purpose flour or cake flour sifted, 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, a half a cup of melted butter, a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, peel of 1 lemon, and a little bit of extra flour and butter for greasing the pan, although I prefer to use parchment paper to cover the pan, and this way you can just take the cake out by pulling the ends of the parchment paper. But you can do either or. You can either flour and butter the pan or you can put parchment paper in. So you're going to work together the sugar and eggs, put them in a bowl, work them together. Then you're going to blend in the flour and melted butter. Now, when you blend in the flour, you should sift it in. So sift the flour into the mixture, then the melted butter. And you're going to work the dough until it is a smooth blended dough. And then add in the baking powder. Again, sift the baking powder in. If you want to, you can actually sift the baking powder and the flour into the mixture together. And then a pinch of salt and the lemon zest. And then you're going to either butter and flour the cake pan or cover it with parchment paper. And you're going to pour in the batter and bake this pound cake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. It should be golden on top. Remove from the oven and cool. You can decorate the top with a dusting of powdered sugar or shaved dark chocolate. And as mentioned, for the foodie word of the segment to celebrate French Language Day, which is on March 20th, here's some interesting French foodie words. À ma sauce, which literally means to my sauce, but it's an expression in French that means suits my style. Pomme de discorde is an apple of disagreement, literally, but it actually signifies a bone of contention. Now, if you say les carottes sont cuites, that means literally the carrots are cooked. But that expression means there's absolutely no hope. So if somebody says les carottes sont cuites, means there's no hope. And lastly, my two favorite expressions, so papa gâteau. Gâteau means cake in French, and maman gâteau. They mean papa cake and mama cake, but what that expression means when you say a papa gâteau, that means an overindulgent father, and a maman gâteau is an overindulgent mother. So hope you're writing these down. These expressions will come in handy at some time. And as promised, here are some tips that help make working from home work for you. Working from home can be nice, but it also gets tiring. Many people miss the hectic workspace and they miss their work friends. However, there are things you can do to make working from home just as nice as working in an office. Now, many of us are working from home now. Have a schedule. Having a schedule makes working from home easier to do. Having clear guidelines for when to work and when to call it a day helps many remote workers maintain a work-life balance. Automatic time tracking apps let you check in on whether you're sticking to your schedule. They can also help you figure out what times of day you're most productive versus when you slack off. You can use that information to your advantage by reserving your hours of high focus for your most important tasks. Create a home office. Setting up a home office takes planning and work, but if you do a good job, it can really make a difference in your work from home experience. Not everyone has the space for a home office, so it's a good idea to just find some space that is designated for your work. You could dedicate a desk area that's only for work use. You can do a little research and find out the best way to create your ideal home office. Leave home. To the extent that it's allowed and safe where you are during the COVID-19 outbreak, get out of the house, provided you can maintain social distancing, of course. The same advice applies to people who work in traditional office settings too. Leave the building at least once a day. Your body needs to move. Plus, the fresh air and natural light will do you good. You don't have to go to crowded public spaces to get away from your solo workspace. Take a walk or even just go sit on your porch. Staying inside all day, every day, will take a toll on your mental and physical health. It'll be good for you to leave your workplace and take a break. More people are working from home more than ever, but working remotely isn't ideal, but there are several things you can do to make it work for you. You can have a set schedule, create a home office, and leave your home. Doing these things will make the transition to working from home easier. And hey, my fur baby gets to see me a lot more often. Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show. This is Maria Liberati asking you to share your answer to the question, what does food mean to you? Hashtag the Maria Liberati Show with your answer in 50 words or less, or a sound bite of 60 seconds or less. Again, hashtag it the Maria Liberati Show. Take a picture of this week's pound cake recipe, hashtag it the Maria Liberati Show, and you could win an autographed copy of one of my books from the Basic Art of Italian Cooking series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, and The Basic Art of Italian Cooking Da Vinci Style, or one of the books from the Basic Art of series, The Basic Art of Pizza, The Basic Art of Pasta, The Basic Art of Cocktails, The Basic Art of Coffee, The Basic Art of Christmas Dinner, and The Basic Art of Experiencing Venice. Special thanks to my producer, Britton Roselle, and you can also find me on Twitter at Maria Liberati with a capital M, on Instagram at Maria Liberati, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, and on LinkedIn at M Liberati. And join me for a virtual Italian Easter baking event on April 2nd. I will be doing a special virtual Italian Easter bake-along event with Chef Joe Borio, and that's on April 2nd on Zoom from 2 to 4:30 p.m. You can register on Eventbrite. If you go to my website at marialiberati.com, you'll see on the front page a banner ad for the event, or you can also see my blog post about the event. So please join me. I'd love to see all your faces, match faces with people that I've been communicating with by email, so I get to actually meet you in person. Until next week, peace, love, and pasta.